So let's talk about how to build a list, because there's a lot of different ways to do it. Probably one of the easiest and the ones that most people are most familiar with is something called a lead magnet. Now, a lead magnet is basically an offer that you put out there, something of value, that in exchange, the customer provides something of value of theirs. That could be time, it could be an email address, something like that. For lead magnets, the most common way that these are used is you create some sort of a downloadable PDF or an ebook or something like that, a how-to, or just a quick overview or something like that, in exchange for customers' email address. When they give you their email address, you deliver the PDF to them. That's really the most common. So here's an example. So this is a company called 𝗠𝗟𝗔𝗦𝗦, a company that we work with, and you can see that they have a free design guide. So all you have to do is download this, put your email address in there, and download this free design guide. Now, part of that means they're opting in to your newsletter, and you obviously deliver that PDF to them, through some sort of an automation. But the other thing that this does is it solidifies in their head that you are the subject matter expert on whatever it is that they're downloading. So that's really cool. Another thing that it does is there are a lot of people that visit your website that are not necessarily in purchase mode, right? They're just in research mode. They're looking around. Maybe they talked about getting some new window treatments with their family over the past weekend, and now they want to do a little bit of research, right? They're not ready to pull the trigger and set an appointment, those kinds of things. This is a great way to provide value to those sorts of visitors to your site and get their email address, get their information. So I love this option. We've actually just published a brand new lead magnet for our clients. They're going to be able to roll out over the coming weeks to really take advantage of some of this stuff. Another opportunity or another way you could do this is a simple, just a couple pages on a specific topic related to your niche. This is a lady that I had on my podcast, and she offers just a real quick different tips on how to take better pictures for window treatment companies, right? So that's pretty cool. You just opt into that. It builds her list and you get some good value out of it. We do this on our own site as well. Download our 13-point SEO checklist. This is a lead magnet. It's just a free checklist that people can download real easily, gives them value in exchange for, in this case, an email address. Now, I should say there are other ways to do this. If you're going to do something like, let's say, a webinar or something bigger like an ebook or something like that, you do have to consider that people are not only exchanging their email address, but as for you on this workshop, you're also exchanging your time, right? So you're exchanging time for some sort of a product or service, some sort of value. So if you're doing something a little bigger than just a PDF download, make sure you keep those things in mind, that the people, the audience that you're reaching out to is also committing some time, whether that's joining some sort of a workshop or it's reading something thick like an ebook, right? A lot of people will just stop and not download it because they see a picture of a big thick ebook there. And so they might not even want to download it. So just keep those things in mind when you go to offer some sort of a lead magnet for your business. Now, one thing that you have to do, and I've said this a couple of times already, you have to provide value. You have to deliver some amazing content. Just something simple that you generated through ChatGPT or something like that probably isn't going to work because anybody can get that information pretty freely available. It needs to be great content. It needs to have tips and tricks that the average person wouldn't do. One thing that we like to do is, in addition to frequently asked questions, also think about should ask questions. So what are things that when you're at an appointment, what are things that people should be asking, right? Maybe they're not, but boy, these people really should be asking these types of questions. Those are fantastic pieces of value that people would really like to have. Now, you can share teasers of content if you have some bigger pieces of content or something, or if you're rolling out a workshop or something like that, you can certainly share little teasers about that kind of stuff. Another example maybe is the Hunter Douglas sales that come out 3 times a year. I think you could, in theory, share teasers about the upcoming sale that you're going to have, and they're almost always the same. So you can have a pretty good idea what the next one's going to be here in the fall. But share teasers is a great way to get people's attention as well. Now, you can offer gated content. So this is content that in order for them to consume that content, they have to sign up for something. We do not recommend this particular thing, like a blog where they have to sign up in order to access. Those kinds of things don't tend to work very well unless you really have good content. Another example that would be cool is if you had a course on how to, I don't know, clean your own blinds or repair your own blinds or something like that. Might not be the perfect example, but some sort of a course or something like that is typically gated content. Now, you could host an online event when we go to like IWCE and the Sun Shading Expo and some of these conferences. They always have all these rooms with all these people teaching all these different things. That same stuff is probably something that you could teach and have that as an online event, put it up onto your YouTube channel, use all that for your social media, all kinds of stuff. So there are definitely ways to do an online event that, again, people would sign up using an email address that you could exchange for value. Giveaways are great. We're actually doing a giveaway right now on our private Facebook group, Window Treatment Companies. We're giving away 2 $100 Home Depot cards in exchange for inviting people to join the group, right? So those are always really cool. The one trick about giveaways is you don't want to, let's say, we want to give away an iPad to somebody who refers a customer in the next 30 days, right? Or something like that, or just sign up to win free baseball tickets, something like that. Those sorts of things are going to drive a lot of people that just want a free iPad or free tickets, not necessarily customers. So your offer needs to be in line with whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So just coming up with some sort of prize and then doing a giveaway, you're going to end up with 90% people that just want the thing and don't necessarily match your audience. You can't offer a coupon. This is always a good way to get people engaged with your business. It's also a great way to track if things are working, because you know if they handed you the coupon where it came from, those sorts of things. Promo codes for online things, all of those are great. Again, here's an example of a free ebook that you could download. There's an opportunity to put this in your email signature. So if you do have some sort of a lead magnet, why not put it in your email signature so that as you're engaging with potential people, it adds value to that conversation. Create how-to videos. We do see some clients doing a lot of this, and maybe not even so much how-to videos, but featured videos of really cool things, especially with the automation, right? There's a lot of motorization. There's a lot of cool things that you can kind of show on that. Here's what we did for this particular scenario. Those kinds of things always work really well. Don't forget to add a button to your social media. A lot of times they will give you an area on, this case, Facebook page, where you can actually have a call to action. So make sure that you have some sort of a call to action there to download our free thing, or click here to learn more, click here for our workshop, any of those kinds of things. You do any sort of guest blogging. We've talked about guest blogging in some of our other workshops. When you do that and you get that free byline on other people's websites, don't forget to put in some sort of a opt-in there. Here's something that we created. If you want to learn a little bit more about us, click here to download this thing. Local meetups. This is another great way, or if you're in, let's say you're in a BNI or just some sort of local networking chapter, those are always really cool ways to get in front of more people that could potentially be your customers and let them know about your particular service. If you do host some sort of a meetup, of course, they do offer a way that they can show you who is all in that list, and you can download member lists, things like that, and reach out to those people after an event. That's always works really well. Intent pop-ups. We have one client right now that does this. So it's not terribly popular, but it is a thing. Somebody comes to your website and then they go to hit the back button or they go to close that particular browser window. A little pop-up shows up and says, hey, download our coupon for 10% off right now, something like that. This is a great way to keep people's attention. And, in this case, they lose $100, but they still gained a client from it or customer from it. So great way to do it. There's also QR codes. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can go about doing this. Offer some sort of a download and put a QR code on a business card or on a flyer that you're handing out, something like that. And of course, the QR code goes to a page where they can put in their email address and download whatever it is that you're offering for them. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is this. Click here to sign up for our newsletter. There's nothing more boring and has absolutely no value from a standpoint of what's in it for me, right? Nobody's going to click here to sign up for your newsletter. So if you have something like that on your website, consider changing it to, click here to sign up for our 10% off coupon, something like that, right? It automatically subscribes them to your newsletter because they're opting in, but at least that way you're offering something of value and not just saying, give me your email address.